Yes. Man, y'all know it's about to be on fire in this place. This we got she's on time. She's
I
fire.
know, right?
It's about to be on in this camp right here tonight. Yes. Come on in, my friends. Come on in. Woo. Boy, oh boy. Ladies, y'all good this evening?
Yep.
Yeah.
I got my 80s look. So remember the sad pony we used to rock in the 80s?
I just took mine out, my back pony.
Shine in the chat. That Mike in there. Lady Virgo is in there. Karen is in there. Kimberly Ortiz is in there. Is in the house. What's up, Karen? Kimberly. Beth. What's up, my main man? Will Powell. What's up, Jim? Mo Bell. Facts 100. Rick Billings. What's up, champ? Yes, indeed.
Keisha, you look like you about 16 with that ponytail.
What's up, Bella? Victory.
I was practicing updos, like trying to get ready for this cruise next week. Like, what can I do with this?
You look cute.
I see how much chat be skipping.
It's gonna be hot.
I'm sweating.
But that is so cute.
It's my keyboard. It's my keyboard. It just be jumping. Ooh. What's up, Tressa? Raylene in the house. What's up, Josie? Yeah. What's up, Tehran? PQ, be still. Man, money over the yes. What's up, my main man? Beth Mikey. What's up, Kim? What's up, everybody? Everybody, come on in. Come on in. Get on in here. Ooh, boy, we got a show for y'all this evening. Yes, we do. This evening. Yes, we do. Y'all ready, ladies? Y'all ready?
Yes.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Yes, I did. So, yeah, DJ early in the song. Yes, indeed. Yeah. What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? Ladies, y'all feeling all right?
Yeah.
I'm good. Right? Yesterday was my birthday. I was trying to tell you on Wednesday in the chat. You weren't paying no attention.
See, yesterday, yes. And you ain't tell us on Wednesday. Thanks.
Yes, I did. I told everybody before then, even in the chat, you're the only one didn't pay attention.
Oh, I'm real.
You have a birthday song?
I'm
Sorry, are you
bad. Man, hold up a second. Y'all, because now when it's somebody's birthday, I just go ahead and give them the two-step.
Right, and that's what I said Wednesday. I was like, you ain't put me in the two-step. Thanks, guys.
I can't even play my song. All right, China, come on. Come on, you gotta spin it around one time. Spin it around.
I don't know how to do
Go
it.
ahead. It's your birthday. Go ahead. It's your birthday. Go ahead. It's your birthday. We're gonna party. It's your birthday.
Everybody in the chat, say happy birthday to China. Happy birthday.
But you know, the devil tried to ruin my day the day
Come on.
before.
You
My
already know
TV.
that we do know. Yes, we do know.
Yes.
Johnny.
And my TV fell off the wall and broke. Yes. And I just went about my day.
Boy, oh
Right?
boy.
Not gonna let that, bother me. My sons was like, we heard something fall. You didn't come in here screaming, so we didn't know. Because I'm not gonna let nothing like that get to me. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. You can't do it. Renee, ladies.
Wow.
Can I shout out?
Yeah.
Shout some people out? Can
I just grabbed that thing and took it to the garbage, like whatever.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Enjoy your day. You made it.
There you go. You made it. Can I shout out my girl, Ola? I guess, well, we got sponsorship. Yeah, ladies, yes, indeed. It is love to peace. Is that you, Danita Joe? Connie. Yeah, I get stuck on that one sometimes myself. Thank y'all so much. The love is felt. The love is needed. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Sometimes out here in this world. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a trying time, ladies and gentlemen. So. Okay, so let's get to this business. Let's get to the business. Okay. Let me see. You won't be attracted to them when you see.
They got the O.
Yeah, I think I got most of it in. I was rushing as usual, per the usual. So tonight we're gonna talk about how, first of all, they know you're gonna leave, and one reason that they know you're gonna leave is because you won't be attracted to them once you see how weak they truly are. When you see that their life, when you see that somebody's life and their existence in your life, the only reason they are there is to stand and wait, watch, sabotage, trip you up, make you fall, make you think you're crazy. They're going to do things because they need you. They need you. I'm going to say it for the people in the back. Ladies and gentlemen, they need you to think that something is wrong with you.
They do.
Only way the game works. Because if you look at it for what it's worth, you already know what it is. It's never going to be a situation where they're just standing up on business. They're standing up. They're doing the right thing. They're standing up and they're saying, hey, you know what? I can do what you can do. There's no difference between us, and I'm not jealous of you and your ability. You're never going to see that level from any narc anywhere. It's always going to be, they're going to always show you, no, I ain't on your level, but I ain't going to let you see that I ain't on your level. Okay?
And not just that,
Yeah.
they tell you. I've had them tell me my standards are too high when they see like an ex or something, but like that look like that's not even your type. He was like, your standards are too high even for me. So they even know this. And of course they have to make you seem crazy because because they don't want you to match their energy. And then what they try to sell you is what they're doing is the right thing. And if you match their energy, then you're in their reality and it has to make sense to them. So they take you out of yours and make you feel like what you're doing is wrong and what they're doing is right. The last thing they want for you is to match their energy, because if you do, they cannot call you crazy. If they go into the clubs, you go to the club, how am I crazy and you're not? If you're jealous and I'm jealous, then how am I crazy and you're not? That's why they have to make you seem crazy and steal your reality from you, so you can see no wrong in what they do. And if you do, then you're the problem.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They want you to think that you're the problem. And they want you to join in on the craziness. They already know the stuff they're doing is crazy.
Yeah.
They're fully aware of that. They need you to buy into that. Oh, no. And you know, the funny thing is once you find yourself doing stuff that they do, it's going to blow your mind, because you're going to see directly from them that, oh, you crazy. You did to me what I did to you, because you crazy. You're the one that's crazy.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing to you is crazy. And as soon as you follow suit, that's where the mind game takes another left turn. Uh-oh. Yeah, you just like me. But they're not going to say you're just like me. They're going to say, I didn't do that to you. You did it first.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they are. They're not in touch with reality at all. Like what they have done was they have recreated a reality based on this image character that they formed. It's the image that they idolize. They don't even really love themselves because they don't know themselves, but they love this image. And everybody that they meet, they come across, they want to see how can this person help to make my image, better, or if their image is to be the world's greatest pastor. Well, I need to have this person because they're trustworthy. So if I'm walking with this person, or if I marry this person, the people are going to trust them because they look trustworthy, they're friendly. They know that they don't look like that. They know that they are not trustworthy because they've heard it all throughout their life. But let me get this person who everybody loves, connect with them and their social networks. Then my character of the world's greatest pastor will continue to evolve. And they, like, if I'm a rapper, I'm gonna get this person because they're very talented. A lot of people really like their lyrics. I'm a feature on their music, and then I'm gonna make it seem like I wrote their songs. You can use the Puff case because he wasn't really a great rapper, but he had great rappers on the label. So it's like I need this person because they're gonna help me boost this image that I've created, because I hate myself. Like they never can face themselves. That shame and guilt is always there. Jealousy and envy is always there. They fully loaded with so many demonic entities that Satan literally just have them in a prison. So they want to destroy any and everybody that come across their path. When they say, I love you, it's going to be like, I'm going to love to see you in pain later on. Wait till I'm done with you. And that's going to give me pleasure to see that I was able to cause you this much pain. That's how they feel. They don't. It's just a demonized mind.
Yeah, rules for thee and not for me. That's what it is. It's always one-sided with these people. Whatever they do, they don't want you to do it, because then you can always point it out as is wrong or is right. If it's right to you, it's right to me. If it's wrong, if I'm doing it, then it's wrong because you're doing it. But they always twist it like you put a little extra oomph on it versus what they did.
There you go. It's always going to be them standing back waiting. They just waiting for you to respond. Just like no contact. If they go no contact with you, you the craziest person in the world. Look at you. You won't leave me alone. You want this, you can't that. You this, you that. You the craziest person in the world.
But they ain't telling everybody how they blowing up your phone when you won't answer, how they showing up at your door and at your job when you won't answer the phone. But the minute you show up one time or do something, or they can even bait you into coming to them just to tell people that you're stalking them, but they not telling what they doing, because these people call you 111 times.
Exactly what they're doing. That is exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
They put you in a situation, man. They telling people, first of all, they already telling people that you crazy. They tell people you won't leave them alone, dog. They won't leave me alone. I can't get no peace. I'm just a big victim here, and they just won't act normal. And I mean, oh my, they turn into the biggest victim ever in creation. And the whole time, they're not telling people that they calling your phone every single day. Because it's never, guys, it ain't ever going to be just you. Never. Because we're just not those type of people that's just going to keep calling somebody that don't want to be bothered with us. That's just not what it is. We might be hurt and upset that we're going through this, but no, we're not going to be that kind of person. We're not going to be that kind of person. We're like, hey, man, man. Nah, I'm not going to sit here and just put myself out there and keep on blowing your phone up. And they're not giving people the information behind the scenes, how they talk, and then the way they talk to you. Every time they get some crazy confusion started, they're going to talk to you like everything is great. Like at first they was hollering and screaming and yelling. And then when they talk back to you again, it goes right back to, so, hey, what's going on? Everything good? And you sit back, like, what? Like, is everything good? What do you mean is everything good? How could everything be good? Because it can't be good. One thing for sure, guys, is every chance they get, man, you got to just start seeing these people exactly for who they are. Every opportunity they get to shut you down, to make you look like you the crazy person, man, they gonna run with it. I'm sitting there at this super chat. Raylene, thanks for the super chat. Raylene said karma hit the narc. Took 3 years, but it happened. Raylene, I guarantee you it wasn't 3 years.
I guarantee you.
It was. There's no way. Somebody, maybe it took 3 years before you felt he was going through something.
They live in a state of failure. I mean, it's like they serve in the kingdom of darkness. Nothing good comes from that. Our perception was just altered because they have conditioned our mind to believe their image and their nonsense. The minute that we come out of agreement with the lying, seducing spirit and understand that that was a whole setup and entrapment of the devil, the minute we can start seeing clearly. And we got to deal with our own issues. We got to deal with how we got in that situation, our pride, our loneliness, our own anger, like anger from other things that has happened to us in the past, or other people that mistreated us, or maybe family members, or different storms that happen, people on the job. Like a lot of times when an enemy sends a narcissist, it's to finish us off, but there was always all of these little things that he sent before that. And sometimes major things that he sent before that, that trauma that caused us to be split and have like a person that deal with trauma and a person that go to work. So these are the things that we have to deal with. But when we really see that nothing was real, like these people live a state of destruction and chaos. Like who wants to live in that environment? Just because they went off and went with somebody or made it known, they was always with different people, but this is the one that they wanted to make known, only to make other people mad, other exes mad, you and a few other ones. Like it's not just one that they want to make mad. So only because they want to do that, this is the one that they decided to show off. However, it always ends in destruction and disaster because they living in a kingdom of darkness. It's like nightmares, financial crisis. They always have a crisis. My recent ex, the first wife called and said he trying to get her to drop the 91,000 child support. You know, this is like they always, and that's just with one child. He got 5. So this is like always some major catastrophe. He probably, oh, I gotta pay probation fees. Oh, I gotta pay these fees. It's always something, but they make it look like it look good, but it's always a catastrophe. Court systems, all of this stuff, like ziggity boo, like people just losing their minds all the time. You know, it's insanity. The kids is upset. A war in the house. You know, it's like all of that stuff comes with the narcissist, whether they male or female. And a female narcissist it's extremely insane because you got the children involved because they done went and parented some people, and that's just horrific because they gaslight children that you guys may share if you're the man. And then they do so much weaponizing with that. It's extremely dangerous. You can go to pick the child up from school, police will be there. Like they love putting false charges on you. Well, they picking up
Yes.
or picking up the child from school and they shouldn't. Even if you should, and even if it resolved, it causes embarrassment to the child to have the police at school and at least put the father in handcuffs. This the type of life that a narcissist thrives to live for. Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts in childhood, teenage. They get a kick out of it even as teenagers.
You know what? Thank you, Raylene. I see your super chat before I get up here. But yeah, she caught that. She caught this super chat that's on the screen now. And she responded to that. Thank you. Because I'm not going to even comment on that.
Yeah, that was like, but you know, we do. They this person, Chubby, wanted us to address it. So this is so let me say this to everybody, man, because for sure, for certain, one thing that we do know is that we just got finished talking about how taking that energy off. If they are able to dismantle that energy, man. If people, man, listen, y'all. Your ear got to be in your foot. Not anyway. Everybody, it's not everybody. This is the internet, and this is the real world, though. This is the real world, ladies and gentlemen. The real world is, man, don't nobody want to see people on this internet, especially of these skin tones, getting along, talking about a topic, agreeing from both angles. Nobody want to see that, man. This world don't want to see that. This world thrives off of this person against this person. It thrives that ego. That ego, nah. I'm better than you. Oh, man.
And you know what? That's why I always tell the chat, be careful of who is in there. Not everybody in the chat is hurting. People come in here for chaos.
Don't say they not hate. They not hurt. Because it does hurt. It does. It does hurt to have to watch certain things, man. It does. And, you know, to befriend me, it's the internet, y'all.
Yeah.
Do y'all think that I get tripped out about this internet, man? I have seen it done to people. I know what the internet does to people. And just since because we speaking on it, I'm gonna just speak on it. So again, guys, it's the same trap. It will put you in a heavy rotation as long as the content you're giving ain't really given. Y'all see content creators all the time. Y'all like, man, you saying the same thing. And they are. But ain't it funny how they just world famous, right? Y'all ever thought about that? Nobody coming from a different angle. You got a couple, but just a few. It's very few coming from a different angle. But for the most part, it's the same exact content. They saying the exact same talking points. And it's like, okay, we've been talking about the same thing for 5 years now, since the situation started 5 years ago. Like, we still said it, and yes, it's still thriving. And why? Because this internet is a part of this world structure. It's a part of this devil's world structure. And none of it has anything permanent. So it get to smack us around. It smack me around all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, I was looking at my channel the other day. I was like, man, my number's going in reverse. And the thing is, if you get your mind wrapped up in this, that, and start thinking that you this idol or something, it will take you for a ride you ain't never been on before.
Yep.
Oh man, when you crash out, it's ugly. That's what this is all about, y'all.
Yeah.
People will pay, and I've seen, I know of a creator that was making something crazy on here, moved into a new area, and and guess what? Yeah, them people slowed that check way down.
See?
And some people are doing stuff for just that. And what's happening is that it's a lot of content out here that is recycled information based on philosophies and theories. They don't really know exactly what they're talking about. They're giving a chat GBT or open AI response to things because it's the same information, just kind of worded different. When you have somebody that's really not only lived through this, okay, you should only be talking to people that lived and overcame it. But not only that, but just studied it from different angles, seen it happen politically, seen it happen in a different family systems, how the mom is, that's a narc, or a sister, that's the narc, or a cousin, or a friend. What do your best friend look like if they're a narc? How would they backstab you? And then seeing it from a spiritual side, the whole demonic realm, witchcraft, and all that goes along with it. And then from a brain perspective, like you have to really, like this whole stuff when they're like, oh, the DSM-5, well, that then turned into the DSM-TR. Like these are always evolving criteria and diagnosis because they really can't understand narcissism or psychopathy or sociopath, any of the antisocial personalities, because it's demonic in nature. And they know it's a genetic gene involved, but that is because of a generational curse. So they know there's spiritual points to it, but they're trying to make a way to eliminate God, who is the cure. So you can't really survive this without God. You can go in circles, you can go to treatments, you can do all of that stuff, but your whole vibrational frequency thing, if they want to say your soul, is going to still only go up a couple of notches. You're going to still be on the same wave where you're getting depression, anxiety, heaviness, bipolar, like all of those mental diagnoses and stuff is on a certain vibrational thing. If people want to look at the vibration chart, none of it goes above the blue. So you want to, really learn. If you really want to get free, if you want to meet another narc, keep listening to those channels, because what they gonna get you to do is find out how can you make a narc chase you. Why do you want to be chased by the devil? I mean, what? Like, really? Like, why would you want to be chased by the devil? That really should be something you ask yourself in the mirror. Like, that's keep you in Delulu. It's Delulu thinking,
and it's dangerous.
Ladies, real quick, let me say this too, because sometimes that stuff catch me off guard too. You know what I'm saying? And it's be like, man, I just feel like, man, stop, for real.
Yeah,
we have live living examples. So it's not just me telling y'all this. We have examples of people who have went through the exact same thing that are given a different perspective.
mm-hmm.
So when you have a level of energy around you, people see it.
Yeah.
People see it, they feel it, and they know what it is. Now, they want you to sit back and think and believe that, oh man, it ain't all that. It ain't all like this. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, because ain't nothing else out there leading you to light.
Right.
They
And
talk it. They talk light, but is it light? You know, is
I'll
it real solution based?
and if y'all notice, people come in here because they know, like you said, this is a well-oiled system. It's based off experience and it's coming from different perspectives. And people come in here to try to break this apart because if you look at it, we're the most powerful. We're not repeating everything that we're hearing.
Come
We
on.
are healed. We could have walked away from this a long time ago if this was just something we were doing. We could have left a long time ago. I come in here and do this for y'all. I don't have to sit here. I have a career that I could be chasing, but I come
Oh,
here for y'all. I
say that.
come here for the people that come in here every day. Do you know how many people have tried to get me off this show over the years? I've been on this show for almost 3 years.
Come on.
And people have, how many people have come to me and tried to turn me against Harriet?
Not
And I
just
cut them people off?
that. Not just that. The people that was on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's that deep because people know authentic people. And that's the thing, they refuse to be outshined. You are only outshine, you outshine them with your truth. When your truth is out there, their lies cannot hold up. So they want to get rid of the truth so they could continue to lie to y'all. And that's what y'all getting on this internet. Y'all need to be very, very careful. Because if I was to ever come up off this show, get kicked off, which I'm not saying he would, I'm not gonna ball up in no corner and cry for what? I mean, I did my part. I lasted as long as I was intended to last. So, what do you want me to do? That's the attitude I have dealing with these people. And I want to add this too. Psychology has come around, because now you could just mention narcissist and say what you've been through. Because my therapist is now calling the narcissist a narcissist, and she ain't even dealt with him. And I finally beat it in her head and got this lady to start talking about God. I was not going to stop. And now we talk about God and everything because I'm going to make sure you got to have God in it if you're going to continue to talk to me because I know who got me through this. And he's going to be acknowledged in every session.
And I really come on here like really people pay so much money for like therapy. Like they go to these therapists and stuff and they get in the wrong information. And to be able to like, not only see it in practice, but have to went through it, overcame it many, many times. Like it took a lot of prayer to see like where did God want me to like even go and speak. But he want y'all free like that. This is some real truth that we got to speak. He don't want people to continue to go and be sad and be sorrowful. Like there is a life without depression. I didn't know that because I grew up with narcissists. So I didn't know like I was just always like depressed or some other type of diagnosis they would try to have, but it was just constant trauma after trauma. But I didn't know that there was because of the trauma that the enemy can take parts of your soul and then hold it captive and you get tormented by all these spirits. I didn't know all the witchcraft and different things that was in the bloodline. So it's a lot of stuff that not only that he brought me through, but he want other people free. And I'm talking about God. Like Jesus is the key for real, because he's the one that defeated Satan. And when you go through this particular thing, most of us on here can say, yes, I almost lost my life a few times. We almost lost our life a few times. When you're dealing with a narcissist, and I'm talking about the one that has the sociopath, psychopath tendency, because narcissist is such a broad term. They can talk about the conceited people. They narcissists, but they're like whores, okay? They're just hoes or male whores. They sleep around. They're cheating. They're just terrible people. But then you've got the ones that most of us on here have encountered where these people have a certain evil in them that they will go out of their way to be vindictive and destroy every area of your life and try to end it. Those are very dangerous people. And if people are getting false hope and staying in these relationships or staying in these marriages with these horrible people, I've seen so many people lose their life.
Yeah.
So it's not worth it. They will end you and they will have no remorse. They will make a Facebook Live or anything on it and talk about why you made them end you. Like these are people who don't have the wiring in their brain to give a crap about human life. Now people be like, well, they can be saved and da da da. Yes, okay, God does love everybody, but they've been refusing it all of these years. What make what you're gonna do different that has not worked so far to make this person saved? Nothing.
No.
Nothing. Nobody has superpower strength to do that and create a new brain.
They can.
But you
Go
gotta
ahead.
first. You gotta let that person go, or they will take you out. You gotta
Yeah.
let them go. Y'all
And
wasn't supposed
people, y'all listening to these people when they say each time they come back, they lose more respect for you. No, each time they come back, they hate you even more. That's what it is. It's not that they just completely lost respect. They hate you even more when because they have to treat you right to get back in for a little period of time. And that goes to show they know how to change. They just don't want to. It's something they refuse to do because they believe it gives you power. It's all about power. That's why when you ask them to love you right, they think you controlling the dynamics of that relationship instead of looking at it like I'm loving this person and this person is going to love me back. It's not that they don't want to reciprocate it. They don't want to give you the power. I've been told this.
Mhm.
They put the power in your hand if they have to unfriend somebody, if they have to
Yeah.
delete people off their page, if they have to stop talking to this person to make you feel comfortable. They look at you going to ask for more and more and more, which is the right thing because nobody wants to feel insecure and uncomfortable in their relationships. So of course you're going to ask for more, but they don't want to give you that power. It's a power thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And HY, you would need a lot of agent. If you can get in touch with some agencies, that would help the most. Like if you can like start trying to reach out because you do lose everything and it is hard. I'm not gonna say it's easy. It is very hard because you have to like start completely over. But if you in a situation with them and they kind of like still there, you got to really like be praying and then be trying to make some moves or kind of think of your safety because it's not safe. And even when a child growing up with a narcissist, that's abuse. That's just abuse because they gonna be yelling at that child. They can't regulate their emotions. You're gonna always be trying to get in the middle of that stuff and trying to protect the child, leave the house. Like you're gonna accommodate your whole life around this devil.
And
That you
Lord
just
knows, don't let that child look like that other parent because that's
Mhm.
the hell I went
Woo,
through.
you can forget it.
Lord.
Forget it. You can forget it. Okay. But you know what?
Oh man, look like they daddies.
Yeah. Again, also, you gotta also understand something too, y'all. Y'all got so many people that watch this and watch the content, and they would do anything to just derail the energy. It's like, man, they get to going in and it's right on point. It's exactly what people needed to hear. Man, people don't want, and the thing about it is, it's different. It's the same content, but yet it's different every single week. It's just like
Mhm.
with the narc. It's the same thing, but they're giving you a different angle every single day. So one thing that they want to do is, man, we gotta stop something. Come on, that got to stop over there. That got to stop. Who else comes to a situation adding confusion? Who? Satan, the great accuser? Ladies and gentlemen, we are entering into a time right now that everybody in here, you already starting to see changes. Everybody here, you already starting to see changes. You seeing
Yeah.
changes in this world around you. You seeing changes. Oh, everybody's seeing changes with their money.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody fool you. Everybody's pocket is getting tapped on right now. And it's a reason why. It's a reason why, ladies and gentlemen, because that's the control mechanism right now in society. That money. It's going to control everything and the way everything moves. And how people move and how people do what they do. Everybody out here is being affected, and this devil can't do what it wants to do when you are tapping in to any type of light that's showing you, hold up, hold up, hold up. Don't just listen to that. Don't just go for that. You're seeing right now, it's a totally different situation out here, y'all. It's a different light. They want you, man. This devil wants you in darkness, wants you separated, wants you out there by yourself, wants you out there thinking like, man, something really is wrong with me. This devil wants you thinking it's something wrong with you. It's not just going to be about the bad relationships no more. It isn't.
No.
We really are watching this entire world change. We're at the changing of the guard, if you will. We're in a place right now, we're dealing with the energy, and everybody feels it. Every single day, man, is something else. Every single day. You look at social media, I don't even, you know what? It's so crazy. And it's exactly the way it was being described.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly that every day is going to be worse than the previous day. Every day. And that's how we see it. Everything, you're going to see things out here you couldn't imagine. And that's what you wake up to every single day. Every single day. Everything that we looking at, everything that we talking about, everything that we going through. Relationships now, it's almost like relationships. Like, what's that?
Yeah.
That's what they do. They cheat on each other. They argue with each other. Nah, man, we headed into a totally different time period, a totally different day, y'all. We in something different right now, man.
I mean, there's so much going on and we so used to it. I'm so numb to it because I had a conversation with myself. I'm not crazy, but I told myself, I said, man.
Here, raise your hand if you're not having conversations with yourself. Raise your hand.
I said, you know what? It's like to the point that cheating is like the thing now. So it wouldn't even surprise me. I don't even think I would be hurt. I don't care how long I've been in that thing. I feel like I could always walk away because that is a deal breaker for me. And then I don't think I cry. I just, people think that I don't have emotions. I'm not emotionless. I just know how to push away certain things because I don't ever want to feel heartbreak. That's something I just don't want to do because you could die from that. And if you convince yourself, you know, that this is bad for you, just like food, certain foods are bad for you. If you could convince yourself that this is bad and that you shouldn't allow it to do this to you, you can walk away. My cutoff game is so dope. I don't care how good you look. I don't care what's in your wallet. If it's taking my peace, I don't want it. Because I'll take peace over a man or anything. Because that's more valuable to me than anything.
And we had to also kind of decompress the way that people would if they coming out of a cult. Like the first thing that we have to do is really gain that knowledge of what we was in with the deluded land. So when a narcissist came to us, they saw somebody that would help improve their image. So what they used was that flattery, and they used that whole attention and validation and poured it on. And they probably poured it on about 5 or 10 people at the same time. And the one that kind of called the most, then okay, that one right there is going to kind of boost me up, or I can get ahead here, or this one going to make this person mad, or somebody in high school. Like I know if I have her around, oh, I'm going to go about my boy John and he going to be mad when he see me with her. Watch. You know, that's how they think. It's just a spirit of dum-dum. And so when you kind of look at it like, all right, this is what they did, you have to somehow come out of agreement with the lie that you started to believe in that initial phase. when they were doing all the nice things, when they were saying how much they loved you, when they called all the time, when they was giving you all the gifts, when they was always kind of, bringing, cars around, give you rides, whatever they was doing, because they pour it all the way on. They can buy you a house. It doesn't matter.
Right.
They're never that in the beginning, and they always are going to collect, even if they want to collect with your life on all the stuff that they paid in the beginning. So when you see them, once that drop, that mask, and you see the rage break out, you see the disrespect, you see the all the nitpicking and the talking down and them shaming you in front of people and them doing the backwards compliments, like, oh yeah, I like your hair today. Oh, your hair be looking rough every other day. When you see that, or you look good in that outfit because you gained a lot of weight, all of this stuff, this is when you have to leave. That's not, it's not wait until it get way worse. Wait until you have a family, or he gonna get better, she gonna get better once we get married. No, they won't. They'll get worse. It's not wait until this. Your self-worth have to be there. Mine was not there. Wish I could have been like China, but because of the trauma, that dissociation piece, because people can have what's called dissociation amnesia, and your dissociation can be on the low scale of daydreaming, or it can be on the high scale of you not having blocks of time, like you losing minutes of time, or you can't remember, like, oh, I was there yesterday. That can also be on a higher end of dissociation when you're in a traumatic, stressful situation. So that dissociation, what it would start doing with your brain, it'll try to keep you safe. So it'll amplify those good times that the narcissist did, and it'll start kind of filing away those bad things, or kind of making them not as bad to where you can tolerate them. Okay, well, we cheat, and then it might bring something from the past when a narc mom said all men cheat. So it's like, okay, if all men cheat, they just cheated. That's not that bad, because all men do it. They still love me. They still do this. They still that. This is how the brain works. So you have to come out of agreement with every lie that you believe, so that your self-worth can increase. And once your self-worth is at a certain level, you won't even look twice at a narcissist, because your self-worth is too high for the trash. And when they fully loaded with demons, I'm sorry, that's the trash, because demons are unclean spirits that they like to be around. So you would not even tolerate that, because you don't want to have no dealings with the devil. No deal. Shut the case. No deal.
No deal.
I
Man. Man, oh man. You know what though? Boy, oh boy. I mean, I'm just sitting here today, man, and I'm just like, wow, we are really in a different place, y'all. We're really in a different place. Everybody isn't walking around feeling good. Everybody isn't out there, not worried about what the narc is doing, who they doing it with, and where they done went on to, and everybody ain't tripped out about that. And
Nah.
we do have a lot of people out there on the internet talking to people, and they still worrying about their ex. They still going through withdrawals about their ex. And I'm saying that because that ain't something easy to get past. You had to, in order to get past it, you have to go through a process, and you have to be knowledgeable. You know what I'm saying? You have to be knowledgeable about it. And this thing is no joke. And like I said in the title today, man, when that narc figures out, and they know it's coming, that's the thing about it. They know it's coming.
Yep.
Eventually, you're going to see how weak they really are. And when you see it, guys, I'm telling you, it's just like you eating one of your favorite foods, and one day you saw something in that food and said, wow, I just can't eat it again. I don't know what it was, but I have lost my and it's just like, okay, something that I learned younger was, if you ever eat something and it makes you sick, you're very unlikely to ever eat that again, because it made you sick.
Yeah.
And Remember that part, because you don't want to get sick again. So I'm just saying, guys, when it comes down to this content, y'all know why we here. You know why you here, because you done sat there and dealt with somebody who done lied to you for so long.
Yeah.
You just trying to get your mind back. You like, whoa, hold it, man. Can somebody give me some answers? Can somebody just give me some reality, please? Just a little bit. I had a client call me up this week. Man, oh man. And told me that, and I feel for this person. I really, because I don't think he gonna get out of it. I just don't. I don't see how he gonna get out of it. And I say that because no matter what, and I know all of us were kind of like that at one time, but we weren't completely like that. But no matter what, we just want to know when she coming back. No matter what. Okay, all right, I hear you, dog. I hear you. She gonna come back to dog me. Okay. When she coming back? That's the reason I say, wow, sometimes, and he ain't looking to be over it. Not looking, he don't even want to be over it. He just want to know, you think she gonna be back? Nah, she ain't coming back, champ. Never. She ain't never coming back. You know why?
Because you want her to.
Because you no longer present anything that she wants. She know what she is. You know what she is, and you don't care. And for that, she don't even respect you. Like, you don't even, like, you still want to be with me? And she like, nah, you ain't gonna fool me like I fooled you.
Right.
It poses no interest on any level. And, like I said, I've been, man, oh man, just talking to him. And then he tells me, like, he listens to narc coaches. And he's like, man, they saying that they saying, nah, they ain't gonna come back. I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you on that one. They was right.
Them narcotics, you never hear them say, I got delivered. Never. You never hear them say, I gave my life to Christ and the demons came out and all of this stuff and I'm a new person. No, you never hear them say that. They might talk about how they in therapy, how they got cognitive empathy now, how they have all of this, that's mumbo jumbo, all of that. Nothing is whatever. Okay, so who is healing your depression? Who healed your anger and your shame? What happened with that? Those are the questions that the narc content creators, they cannot really answer because they're still being validated. That image, they still have an image. Okay, now the image is just, I'm a helpful person. I'm somebody that helps other people with their mental health because I know about my mental health. That's a character. They don't even know who they are. They don't know that. You gotta really be born again to know who you are. You gotta have a connection with God. And the demons have to come out. So that stuff, just, you don't see it presenting, but I guarantee they still raging out. I guarantee they might have more apologies here and there, like, my bad, it's just my narcissism. I ain't mean to make you cry. I guarantee they partners and spouses are still crying a lot. Who wants to really live like that? That takes years off of your life just so they can be the one that said, I'm the one he married. I'm the one they're still with. They married a lot of people. Like, this is so crazy the way this world thinks. It's like, who they will give up their life, their soul for this character of the narcissist. This person who has been with so many people. Like, if you sleep with so many people, say you sleep with about 500 people, because they can do them numbers, okay, easy.
Oh yeah.
If they in their 40s, say they sleep with about 500 people, how much of a connection can you have with a person that you with? Like how much of that intimacy connection can you really have? Because in the back of your mind, you already can think like, if this don't work, I'm gonna get this one. This don't work, I'm gonna get that one. I can do this with this one, or I can have more than that with that one, or I can live in this house with this one. This one got a retirement plan. That's what going in their brain. They're not thinking about somebody in their feelings. They had too many faces, too many
Yeah.
body shapes. If anything, they hate that they gets on their nerves and make them, messy. They want to just do themselves. It's like it's not ever what we thought it was. Like when we really see the numbers that they have, I mean, we'll be so thankful that we still can live and breathe and not have something that's taking us out because of their nasty, trifling,
That's true.
contaminated genitals.
And
That's what they got going on.
you know what? If it's not a new character, it's a new kind. And that's what they're doing. They got on this internet and found a way to get money, but they're not really getting money because they're doing all this stuff and they're not progressing in life. Getting money is not for them to progress. All of that is just a ego boost to these people. These people, like you said, have slept with so many people that they can never gain a connection, not even with themselves. These people cannot get familiar with you because they're not familiar with themselves. They are so grandiose. They are the loudest people in the room because they are the weakest people in the room. And they have to sell it to you and to everybody else that they bigger than life when they're not. They're smaller than an ant. These people's self-esteem hinges on what you think about them. And that's why they have to tear yours down so you can feel less than, so they can feel superior to you, so you can't bring up their flaws. And they always use, oh, I was just joking. That's why I have to stop dating, because if I run into these people, and I can only take so much before I start pointing out your flaws, where you going to go over to that lake and
Uh-oh.
you're going to do the world a favor, because we really don't care. We are just a coping mechanism from them. They are one person away from ending it all. Y'all don't understand. These people are in a constant state of depression. And that's why
Mhm.
they need people. Y'all think they go to these relationships and have sex with these people and it means something to them? No, it's a coping device. That's all it is. It's to help them cope to get through the day. That's all people
Mhm.
and places and things are to them. They have no purpose in life. That's why they can't get nowhere. They're riding off the backs of everybody else, moving their people place for a place to stay. People like Donald Trump, he didn't build his wealth. He had people build it for him. And then when these people separated from him, what did he do? Filed bankruptcy 8 times. This man ain't as rich as he claiming to be. And then I'm reading on the internet, he talking about pardon Diddy if he get convicted, because this man protects murderers and pedophiles because that's what he want to be. That's what he is inside. He been to those parties. He been around Weinstein. I don't care. I'm gonna say it
We
because
are
ain't
seeing
nobody else gonna say it.
narcopath, like
Talking
narcissistic or psychopathy,
about,
and his finest, okay? Pathological line. I mean, it's just a pathological line in that whole office. And then you see how it is in a world. It's just chaos. Elon leaving, Elon staying. I mean, that whole thing is a whole joke. Anyway, it's a whole joke. I mean,
he
that's
rolled,
just crazy.
Elon,
And then you got
rolled
like,
out on him, didn't
huh?
he? Elon rolled out on him.
But then he got to be back with his black eye. I mean, they don't. I mean, this stuff is crazy because what's happening, like the kingdom of darkness, they hate each other too. They
Yeah.
only come together to destroy God's children. That's it. Other than that, they still trying to top dog it and see who gonna really lead this antichrist mission. But this is all what we have to like not get distracted with this narcissist that is like low level. We got to be praying and interceding for our country, for all the believers, for the world, for humanity, because they do have a plan to destroy it all. Trying to put Starlink all up there, that's not good. None of this stuff is good that's coming. This technology, they hold in healthcare systems right now for ransom. for ransom. There's something called ransomware. They didn't United Healthcare put out billions to release the health records. So the health records, especially in my state, like right now, this system is highly affected, but everybody's information that is in all the health systems is held for ransom and threatened to be released. Like, who keeps the data? Who got everybody's health stuff? Like, these are questions we need to be asking, because this is what's really happening and going on. And then it's like, what if they don't pay all of this money? Then what? Then you got AI stuff that they want to have AI on the visits while you're talking. And so AI can make your note and all that stuff and dictate. But when AI is listening to your conversations and stuff, what is AI collecting and storing about you? This is stuff that we have to really understand, like what is happening in the world in our life, because all of that relationship narcissist stuff is a distraction. They are forced. We made a bad decision.
Right there. Hey, Keisha, that part right there. All of this, it's all about distracting. Because everybody, look, it's a whole bigger situation going on out here. And y'all feel it. You see it, but it is masked with narcissism. So we see and watch how these people move.
Yeah.
We see what's going on. But at the end of the day, yeah, we had to learn exactly what we're dealing with. We had to learn about these people. We had to learn about it, because if we didn't, then we wouldn't believe that, nah, man, ain't no way there's somebody that way. Nah, they ain't that way. Yes, they are. That's exactly the way that they are. And if you don't get it, ladies and gentlemen, being in these chats, this ain't just about building you up.
No.
Right here, and they know it. AI watching. Y'all, I don't want y'all to think for 1 second, not for 1 second, that this devil ain't searching. And I mean searching through every chat, through every neighborhood, every household. Because this devil looking, who out there spreading some sunlight? Who out there spreading some truth? Because this devil knows the only way you're going to get through this next phase, the only way you're going to get through is you got to be connected directly to God.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't getting through this next phase without it. And that means different things for different people, but it means the same thing for every last one of us. You ain't getting through this next phase if you ain't walking with God, people.
See, but you know what? We also distracted by Trump and Elon. Those are the overt narcissists. And the ones that's in the background working behind the scenes, the ones that's smarter, that people ain't focusing on, is that the Facebook owner and Bill Gates. They are behind the scenes working.
Trying
and
to
nobody's bringing them up because they doing it where, they not making a scene. But they letting them distract us with what they doing. See, because Facebook, they want to take over the world. Facebook has it now. They store your information. Before you can even finish typing, they hiding your comments because they already done see through it to see if it's something they want to allow you to post in somebody's comments.
So right there, China, I noticed that I will put a comment on something, and then I'll see it come back up my timeline, and I didn't like it. I didn't have no comment. I'm like, why? Every last one of my comments always taken away. So don't nobody know if I'm even commenting with them. No,
I'm just done with them all. Like, I've literally been, I haven't made videos and stuff in some weeks because they constantly taking them off, not recording them, shadow banning them. Like, it's just my accounts are all messed up, and I don't even have many followers.
So there you because you know what?
That's the truth.
Because this devil is like, man, I'm not even about to start that.
Yeah.
We're about to start and see how big this flame is. They know by the talking points.
Yeah.
A lot of energy. See, the one thing this devil cannot duplicate is energy.
Yep.
He can
Mm-hmm.
say what you say, but they can't duplicate the energy behind what you say. That's why they say it's power in the word, because there's an energy in your word, just like energy in his word. But his word is a lie, so that's the energy. And we sit here and we watch and we go through like, man, what's happening with it? Why is this? Why is that? Why is this? I don't ask the question anymore. Why? Because I know why. Guys, I know why.
Yeah.
These people cannot be great without our participation. Remember that.
Yep.
Remember that part. They can't even stay in power without your participation. And that's why they created these methods or modes of communication so that they could control. That's what this is all about.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want another voice being heard around the world. And it's being heard around the world. And how are people hearing about it around the world? Because when you look at any world leader that's not in the news, that means they're not using the traditional or the world's way of communication. That
Mm-hmm.
means they overstepped this devil's world in communicating. And just as for one example, even though this is in the social media, it's real big in there. I was talking about my man last week, Ibrahim, the 37-year-old.
African. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you talk about people like that, the media is not going to talk about them until they can put a bad rap on them.
Yep.
Come back and they gonna tell people what he do. He doing this same lie they told on Saddam Hussein and the other one, the others, because it's many others.
Yeah.
Because it's a hit.
But we have to be like, the only way to overcome all of this is love and healing our wounds. That's the most important thing. Like really getting with God, getting healed, because they attack in reality. They attack in perception. Those are the weapons of psychological warfare. So if they can get your reality altered, they want to put everybody in the metaverse. That is coming. That's in some governmental documents. That's going to come. But they need to have the software, the chips, nano stuff, all of that wired into people so that in their minds something else takes over. They say AI, but it's a whole entity, and that person is permanently in an altered reality state. Like they are not present. Something else is operating through their body and they are like zombified. That's what happens with the mark. It separates the conscious, and so a person cannot repent because they're not even in reality. They are in a prison somewhere. Their conscience is locked up. So they're gonna do that. That's what they want to do. But they're trying to get a nation, they're trying to get the world divided. They're trying to get us to have hate against this or hate against that, and one race against another race. But the Bible said in these days, nation will rise against nation. That's all the races. That's where people are from. And then kingdom against kingdom. We had kingdom of God against the kingdom of darkness. And the fight is real. And it's a lot of people interceding and praying, and they are winning. So it's not that the enemy is really able to do as much as he try to portray on media that he can do, as long as believers are still here. But with the Ibram guy, what they're trying to do, he was like, hey, everybody that's African American or whatever, come back here. However, he was like, I'm going to teach y'all about the ancestors and our gods. Pause. So what we have in America here is like religious freedom. So you want to make sure that you're not moving on emotion, and you're not moving based on what the media is trying to portray and like, oh, this is a really great idea, because over there's a lot of our brothers and sisters in Christ that are being killed in Nigeria. So there are some things that's in the news that they're not mentioning that's happening.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that we don't get caught up in the hate, and we love, like Christ said, love. Like all of this stuff is they trying to redo civil rights stuff, take people back to where they looking at the skin color. No, you look at the heart. You work, you move in compassion. You see them tripping and
But you
stuff.
know what?
See, that's the thing, though. That's the distraction.
But
See, this devil already know I'm turning this fire up. Look, man, I need these people to believe back in this racism. I need them to think that
Men against women,
slavery or something around.
vice versa.
Distract, because if they're not distracted, then they see exactly what we doing, and they're gonna start saying stuff that makes sense that is against what we doing. And the ultimate thing that will shut everything down, is, guys, the moment you see that the only thing that keeps this world standing is your participation in it. That's when it completely, the bottom completely falls out.
But you know what?
Depends on us.
They got us with the racism stuff because I experienced it on social media. I was watching like I subscribe to news channels, and there was this one little city that's probably like 10 minutes away from me. It was a police pew pew there, and two officers got hurt and somebody else, but the guy, and he got in, his girlfriend is the one who but he ended up getting by them. And so, I commented, I was like, well, I wish I lived in that city. I would run for mayor. I mean, I got all the Caucasian people under my post talking about, well, you would only get one vote. And some person said self-voting don't count. They were just telling me how they wouldn't vote for me. They don't know nothing about me. They saw my skin color and decided we wouldn't vote for you. And so this racism that they are selling is working because people are buying it. So we could sit there and say all day they want us to buy. People are, because people like chaos. They like disorder. And then people are now more keyboard warriors than anything. This internet makes it where people could say what they want to say and hide behind a keyboard.
To be powerful as they want. Hide in space. I'm telling y'all, it is exactly the same story as the Wizard of Oz. The exact same story. The wizard the man hiding behind the curtain. But at the end of the day, again, the only power that he had, the man behind the curtain, the only power that he truly had was their participation. Yeah. When they got to the wizard, they found out you already had everything you needed. You just didn't know it. Somebody was telling you and you was listening. Nah, you got to get to the wizard. I'm telling you, got to get to the wizard. And then when you finally get there, you're like, whoa. Dude, I had this the whole time. So again, it's all about our mindset and the way we stand for what we stand for. Because guys, I'm telling y'all, man, everybody here, me, of course they go, y'all think I'm not going to be tested and be tested on a daily basis. You losing your mind. But for me, I expect it. I expect to be what it's going to be because I know what I'm up against. I know this devil want me to think that no, I ain't really the devil. You wrong. I know this devil want me to think that. But the devil understands that I know who you are. I see you.
And you know what? When you speak in that fire, YouTube will hide you, because I was following this African dude who was exposing the churches. He was talking about the voodoo, everything, how they tricked him. And I didn't even get his name. I saw the first video. I subscribed to it. I'm like, man, I'm going to listen to this, and then next thing I know, because I didn't memorize his name or anything, I can't find him under my subscriptions. He's not in my algorithms. I can't find this man nowhere.
There you go. Listen, I still have people saying it to me all the time. All the time. People even in the chat be like, dude, why my comments don't be coming up in the chat no more? People,
Mhm.
you still do YouTube?
Wow.
Algorithm is only pushing what they want to push for the beast system agenda. Every time it was a glitch or something, things kind of change. So it's a different type of social media. But the more that you like and share, the more that it'll kind of go to other people. But God will get his truth out. It's just this is a beast system. And we have to understand that, and that whole like the love, like our love never fails. Like God will never fail. This world been built on hate for a long time, and a lot of times when there is a leadership that has this spirit of bigotry, and he does, and it wasn't really a fair political race at all. They did that intentionally. But when there's a bigotry in the headship, then those who have that rooted in them, you will start to see it come out and manifest. Just like if there was a perversion in leadership, you would start to see the spirit of perversion go rampant in the nation. So what we as believers like have to do, we just constantly pray for them, but we don't get wrapped up in it. Like we still love because our kingdom is Christ. We're not serving the government of this stuff. We are ambassadors for him and showing his power and showing his move in this world. We are the light, we are the salt of the earth. They are wicked. They are doing exactly what wicked people do. They don't have any intention on changing. But when it comes to affecting our life, yeah, them prayers is gonna work. Like, no, you're not just gonna be able to cut all of this stuff out and that's it. Like leave all these homeless people like worse. And that's not gonna happen. It might happen for a short time, but prayers are going up and God will move. He just wants us to do what we're supposed to do as his ambassadors here. And we have to see it and then we pray on it. We don't have to get involved in it, but it's a reason why they're doing more violence. It's a reason why they're showing like they're shooting the children, that have dark skin. Like this is a setup because they want to create the civil war. They want to collapse the economy. They want to collapse America so they can have a global government system, that beast system, one world system, the Antichrist and the false prophet. They trying to set it up, but prayers keep on messing it up. It's like, dang, people
It's
still love each
already
other.
set up. It's already set up. They're already collapsing this country. It's been that way. How can you sit back and say that you have a debt that is so enormous you can't print money fast enough to even pay the interest on the debt? You can't even print money fast enough to take care of just the interest on it. And who is the debt owed to? There's nothing but sabotage
Yeah.
and it's nothing but a total false sense of security built around everything that we watching. How we think that there's money somewhere, and we think that this money has this power, because to a degree it does. But that's even perception, because now when you go to different places with it, it doesn't mean the same thing that it used to mean.
Yeah.
So now you have other places on the planet that, and I mean, it's just like being a millionaire. Every year, the millionaire circle changes. It's people who get into the millionaire club this year, and 2 years from now, they might not even be in 100,000 club. But it's a club that's constantly changing, and we have always been, well, not always, but for many years we've enjoyed that pole position as everybody using our currency, and throughout the world, we didn't have to have anything to back the money. Now you got some other countries that's saying, nah. Y'all just sitting back, chilling. You ain't got nothing backing your money but your word. And everybody else has gold backing their money. There's a system in place backing it. Bottom line is, that's what it means when the world, or the end of the world. That's what that means. because a world was created around that currency. And when that currency is no longer powerful, that means that that world has come to an end.
You know,
Because they're going to take theirs. Certain people going to take all of their resources, their monies, and they're going to take it right on over to somewhere else so that they can still be rich. And
We still got the believers. Like this stuff, they can only do so much. Like this is such a fixed fight. Like until the believers are taken out of the way, it's such a fixed fight. A lot of the things that they say is like huff and puff, but it's such a fixed fight. A lot of their technology and all of that stuff, it has a demonic origin. So their systems are not going to uphold the way that they think they are. And a betrayal that we have, like from the government or from their whole bigotry stance and all of that, it's nothing compared to the betrayal that we had with the person that claimed they loved us and made vows and was stabbing us in our back and trying to unalive us. Like that is
man,
overcame so much just coming out of narcissism.
but let me jump in and say this. A lot of us go out here every single day, go to a job, go work for a company. You might be a contractor or something. We go out here every single day and we trying to do the best we can to make it out here, to make an honest dollar or what's called an honest dollar, right? Now, you go out here and do everything you can, but that doesn't mean that just because you go out here and you're doing and you have good intentions, that doesn't mean that that's how that situation is going forward. No, you can go out here every single day all you want to and be as honest as you want and work as hard as you want. And no matter what, this thing is already fixed. Yeah. Some people get to slip through the cracks because they have to do that. Y'all ever notice how, like, okay, for example, network marketing, right? The big thing about network marketing was always, if you can be one of the first ones to get into that, if you could be one of the first ones, but that's all a lie. No, it's certain people are going to achieve in those situations. That's every situation certain people are going to achieve. I'm not saying that you might not be one of those people. I'm simply saying that the game is fixed, people. The game is fixed. You're going to stop buying in once you start to see, wow, I'm putting all my resources into something and it doesn't even matter because this is already fixed from the very beginning. Bella.
and you know what? Oh, go ahead.
Bella said the devil wants to become omnipresent like God. The internet and these cell phones are his way of being everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. That internet and them cell phones, that's everywhere we go. That's everything that we do.
It's the eyes and ears for the devil because he can't be everywhere like God. So he used people and he used the internet and he used devices to spy on us. And that's why it's always best when you pray to pray in silence because the devil hear your prayers too. And he's going to always try to sidetrack that. So my mom had me believing that you had to pray out loud and that's the only way God can hear you. Her vision of everything was so just misconstrued that, I'm so screwed up in the head. I don't know what's what. It's taken me a while to get back to what I really knew about God in the Bible to try to erase what she put in my head. And some of that stuff is still there, but I'm trying to work through some of that stuff because the way if she have it, you think God is voodoo. You think God is money. You think God is a con,
And then what do y'all think? What do y'all think about the next generation, right? What do y'all think about the next generation that has to deal with Bibles that not only have they already been tainted, everybody, they have been, let's look at the people whose signature on those Bibles. First of all, Okay, you do a little bit of research on them, and my God, you'd be changing religions after you see the person's character behind interpret and let this person interpreted the Bible.
But
Yeah, y'all research on King James and see what you come up with.
But man is flawed. The Bible said man will fail you. And that's why you have to look to God for direction. And that's what I do. I gave up on church because the preacher did fail me. And they know for that. They have their favorites in church and who they will do for and who they won't, because those are their biggest enablers. And so that's what turned me away from church. But God told me, don't turn away from me. And I try to stay, in his peripheral vision, because I know that's all I have, because I can't trust man. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. I cannot trust man, because man will fail you. And it's not because most are dishonest. It's just that we don't have the answers, and you're going to disappoint and you're going to fail people. And, I just rather look to God for that direction than to rely on people. And that's why when y'all say, we need a man, I don't need a man. I want one, but I don't need one. I don't want to need nobody but God. Because if you feel like you need somebody, then you dependent on them. And I don't want to depend on nobody who could disappoint me and cause failure and chaos in my life.
Well, I'm going to go back because I'm going to say it. Yes, indeed. I need a woman. Y'all
so I need Jesus
all the way. Listen, God put you here for me to need you, because he saw I had a need. Yes, Lord have mercy. And only a woman can take care of those needs. So it is. I'm not going to sit here to you and act like, oh, no, I don't need y'all. It's y'all. I ain't thinking about y'all. Yes, I am thinking about y'all. But let me say this, though. As we walk through, and like I said, everything that we have out here is a device to monitor you. Your phone monitoring your heartbeats. It's monitoring everything about you. Everybody's phone. Y'all know that your phone is your best friend? If your phone is your best friend, turn it off and for 24 hours and leave it in your room somewhere.
I could do that. I let my phone die. I don't care.
Yeah.
I lost my phone a lot.
24 hours. Do it for 24 hours.
Yeah, I lost my phone a lot. It's a lot of times I'm like, I have no idea what to do to find me.
And I'm saying that's how it was created. It was created to be your best friend so that it could monitor everything about you. Everything.
Sorry,
my phone's sitting there saying, "Hey man, what you doing?"
Right.
I miss you.
They create all these apps to spy too, because I had to download an app on my phone where all I have to do is put my finger on the camera and it monitors my blood pressure, my heart rate, and everything. So these phones know everything about your anatomy, about your life. They spying on you when you're in the room doing the do. These phones, these TVs know everything that you're doing in your life. Y'all think these Viagra commercials be popping up for nothing?
Right.
They've been in your bedroom.
Yeah, they have, and they create in this digital copy. It's almost like voodoo, and they say it in some things. Like it really is. Like if they can create, and the enemy is so crafty. That's why people have to learn spiritual warfare. You have to really know how to fight in the spirit. We just beyond, baby milk teaching. But when you know what they're dealing with, where AI came from, and CERN and all that involvement, you will know that they're making this copy, because if they do things to the copy and there's no protection or there's a sin door open, it'll happen to you. Just like the voodoo doll. That's what they want to do. Like this is their end game. The enemy is sick. And then, with the Bible, like we do have to have a time where we are having a word in our heart, and the Holy Spirit will lead you. That's why he's an awesome gift. That's why Christ had to die, so that we can get God's spirit to live in us and teach us and lead us and direct us so that our movements are guided by him, not by another spirit. So we're not over here lusting and getting into bed with somebody. Instead, if we had a Holy Spirit, he's leading us to, somebody that did interpret the scriptures right. It's a Bible called Hallelujah Scriptures. They go straight from Hebrew to English. And it's the word is completely different. There's a lot of alterations in these Bibles, and the ones that's electronic, AI is pretty much changing words in those every day. So you have to really like read as much as you can while he still can be found, because we are in dark times, and get it in your heart. And then people have to see the evidence of God. Like if God bring you through this and you get healed and you get in your right mind, you would know that God is real. You might not really know about him. You might just be learning, but you know that you seen the devil, you was with the devil, you felt the angel of death at your back. You felt like something was coming after you. You had anxiety, you had fear, and something rescued you. Had to be the opposite team. So that's how it starts. And then you just keep seeking that, keep seeking the peace, keep seeking God. Don't go back to where you were feeling the panic attacks, feeling the anxiety, having the crying, having this heaviness and the sadness. Because anytime they're not coming home or doing whatever, you got to look out the blinds if they pull up yet. Or if it's like, further in the stage, you don't want them to come home, because then, you got to hurry up and get the kids all this stuff because they're going to be in a bad mood. Like you don't want to go back to that life, because we at the end of this. They're not going to help us in the apocalypse. They're not going to help us if something crazy happens in the world. If there's a financial collapse, they're not going to help. They're not going to be around. So why hold on to something that has already is the walking dead? If they need to be saved, they got to detach and go and get saved somewhere. But dragging them along, that's like dragging around a dead body.
And that's why, you know what, when I used to be in church, it used to be a lot of women in there praying, asking God to lead their husband to church. And I never understood why they would never, ever, ever go. It's a decision at the end of the day. God is not going to take control of somebody's mind to force them to come to the church house. And, prayer is good, but it definitely doesn't work if that person is not willing. And that's why I don't believe these people are master manipulators. They not that good. It's a decision. It's all based on a decision. And that headstrong and stubborn that they don't want to change for the person that they claim to love. They don't want to do right for the person that they claim to love, but they definitely will stab you in your back and do dirty to the person that they claim they love.
Come on.
And you can't get somebody with witchcraft and think they about to convert. You use witchcraft to get a lot of females. Sorry to say that, but that it takes witchcraft to seduce a male. That's what Satan does. That's what the serpent does. He uses witchcraft. Even if the guy pursue like, okay, this and that, a lot of times for that first date, you put on your best, you did this, you did that. There was some seduction involved. That's how crafty the enemy is. No matter how innocent you might seem like it is, oh, well, we just doing this and that. Witchcraft is going to be involved, especially if fornication happened or sex outside of marriage, because that's how they used to serve the Baal. This all goes back to the way that they served their gods. Baphomet and Baal, all of them, they required that sexual immorality. So when we're doing that, are you going to idolatry? Is witchcraft got to be there, because you have to seduce and manipulate. You have to do something for that person. Like, okay, I want to get married, so we're going to live together, and then we're going to get married. You have an end goal in mind, something that is opposite, what God say. That's as females. As guys supposed to pick the female. They're the ones that's supposed to do the pursuing. Usually they, might offer some gifts or be stabilized, have their own home, hopefully, have a job, hopefully, a way to provide. Missed all those flags. But, usually the guys have something to offer and they pursue the female to marry them. That's usually how it goes. But the guys been after these jazzies because they start liking the jazzies because they probably grew up in a home where there was a narcissist somewhere as a role model, either an aunt, a mother, a sister, somewhere Jazzy was in the mix. So they're attracted to the chaos and the Jezebelic system. That's why they feel like, oh, if I get I don't even know what the thing is. If I get a good girl or church girl, I don't even understand that because it's not true. But if I get this person, then this is going to be boring. Like I hear my brother say that, like they may be boring. I don't understand that because it's never true. Because a lot of times we get the most craziest stuff.
But you know what? That's the thing. We are for their image. It's for an image. We do get boring, but we offer them stability. But they rather be out there with Jezebel in the clubs, in the streets,
they're
sleeping with
boring.
everybody.
They don't do hardly the club. That's about it. Like you can only really do that so much. But that if that's the thing. But their whole go-to is it always stay in a realm of like high school stuff. Like they don't really have really deep conversation. They don't really everything is so superficial. It
Everything.
becomes boring. If you go on a vacation with them, they'll make it horrible for you because they want to do what they do, but it's boring for you. Like,
Well,
hey,
you
let's
gave
go do
them a
these excursions. Huh?
you gave them a lot of credibility because I swear to God, I felt like I was dealing with some 8-year-olds at some point. So
I
to
know. They're
go as
very
far as high
immature.
school,
Yeah.
I,
oh,
but
okay.
it's boring. It's like, really? You come all the
Have
way up
you
here, you
thinking?
don't want to do any excursion. Like, well, I can't afford that. Can't afford
Have,
that. No, you can't.
have you thinking? Are you smarter than the fifth grader?
Yeah, that was my favorite line.
Living my best life said, living my best life said, we all need to concentrate on Romans 12:2. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Be conformed to this world, but be ye transformation by the renewing of your mind. Good gosh. I like that because you're right. We have gotten so attached to the way of this world, even though this world do us dirty every time. That's how you know the world who is in control of the world that we living in, because they're gonna do you dirty every time, no matter what, even when you do right. And that's why this world has no permanence in this universe, because even for the people who do right, who focus on being right and doing the right thing, the wrong thing still happens to them,
Yeah.
because we live in a world that no matter what, that wrong is going to be uplifted, it's going to be acknowledged, and it's going to have priority, because that's what it has in this world. It has priority.
See, and that's the thing. We let society tell us how to live. And even my therapists agree that being the bigger person, especially when dealing with them, is not the better option. We always, oh, I got to be the bigger person. Oh, I got to be the stand up guy. If
Mhm.
you keep letting the bully you, they're going to keep bullying. Sometimes you have to bully the bully to get them to go away. I mean, I used to always want to be perfect. Oh, I'm going to deal with the narcissist. It doesn't work that way. I could sit here and sell you that dream all day long, but they're going to keep messing with you. That's why they antagonize us and do us the way that they do, because they know we're not going to go to the pits of hell to hurt them or to do something to them. Most we going to do is bust a car window, flat some tires or something like that. But then, that's nothing. Then they're going to have you locked up. So who wins?
And I'm gonna tell you, so here we go again, y'all. Let's get on the bus. Kiss W. Thanks for the super chat. Kiss says the narc has been taking the new person, the new crash dummy, on trips. Do you think he's doing this for reinforcement? Even though I shouldn't be watching, it still hurts. They can't see me watching their stories though. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. I know.
They post it as if you're watching, so they know.
There you go. They done duplicated everything you done tried every single time. Okay.
Everything a narcissist do is for destruction. That's it. That is it, and that's all. When they take them on trips, it's two things they want out of that. They want to destroy that person, and then they want to destroy the exes, and that's it. And they just get a kick out of doing things that they know will cause somebody pain. They're going on a trip in the Lululand. Nothing good can come out of being in the Lululand. The longer your mind is in the Lululand and you are in a false reality, the longer you stay sick. And that person that they take, they're just, I mean, it's, you got inflammation, you got stress, you got them talking to exes, talking to dating at people, talking DMing all the people they trying to be with, trying to look good and famous, like they had this traveling, capacity of income. A lot of times the other person probably paid for it, but they on there on the beach, like living my best travel life. Everything is about trying to recruit more people that they can dominate, control, get money from, get supply from, whether it's sex or whatever, and that to sustain, because they're bums. Like usually they're bums. They failed in life and they hate themselves. So the more that they can do, like the news of, like, the trip is usually that hurrah point. 'Cause I had an ex, they just went on the cruise, but the cruise, okay, calling, like we don't even really talk, but want to call and have conversation, like that's that's a few exes ago. That's like the kids got their own phone, but they're trying to triangulate. And then what would that make whatever supply this is now? How would they feel? And then to constantly call afterwards, what I know his go to, like he's trying to secure a home or shelter because he's trying to exit that, because usually after a trip to a wedding or something, somebody's going to want more of a commitment. So they got to bounce out. So they have to try to use, people who they had children with or breeded to make this person mad, to have an argument that's big enough for them to bounce out and be able to cut that person off, make the person go crazy or press charges or get a restraining order.
Yeah.
They can go on to the next supply they was recruiting on dating apps. So just because they're on a trip, usually that trip is like a breaking point of some sort. Or they might marry that supplier, however, and it's still hell comes to breakfast.
It's
So
all a
that's,
distraction. And like I
yeah,
said before, it's for an audience of one, you. They don't have to know you're watching their stories. They know you are. You know you are. And I say, people say, oh, don't look at their Facebook. I say, look, anything that's going to make you sick to your stomach and make you move on, look. Because, I mean, a lot of people be wanting that clarity. A lot of people, that, like with me, people say, oh, block them. I mean, I think you show strength when you see your phone ring and they calling and you don't answer, because a lot of people could block these people and then wondering if they call. I would rather just ignore the call. I will see it for what it is and ignore the call. They want you to see this. I mean, that irritates them more. I mean, they laugh at you when you block them because they know you butthurt. But when they call and you ignore them, that lets them know you mean nothing to me. I see you calling and I want nothing to do with you. They hate that more than anything.
Well, so yeah, let's go toe to toe. Let's go toe to toe.
I be blocking. I'm like a block no contact person because I don't even want their little demonic energy to go through a phone line when it rings.
I got so much discipline, I would never pick up that damn phone.
Well, my thing is this, for me, I feel like, well, I feel some type of way that you still got access to my phone, knowing you ain't did nothing that deserves access to me on any level. So I'm gonna treat you accordingly. Second thing is, nah, I don't want to see my phone ring and you calling it. No, I don't even want to put myself through none of that, because the one thing I never want, okay, and that after the first day of going through that withdrawal of that you done with that person, you building at that point. And every time they interrupt, every time they decide I'm gonna show back up on the scene, you feel like you done started over. You feel like there wasn't any space between y'all. And for me, I'm more interested in being totally out of this, because the moment I'm completely away from this person, I don't want to hurt you. I don't want you to feel no type of way. I want you to feel good. As a matter of fact, I want you to feel good. I want to feel good, and I want you to feel good. And I want you to feel good because I know that's the energy that I'm bringing back to me. So all of the bottled up, everything that I want you to feel because you're going to get back what you did to me. Listen, God already done said it. Look here, man. Look here. I got them. Okay? Leave them to me. I got it. I promise you I got. And I'm saying everything that I've seen thus far, everything has shown me that, man, the little petty stuff I was thinking about, that I wish that they get through this and they get that, and it is nothing compared to what God gonna do for them.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to sit back and watch their stories and watch them travel and put yourself through all that craziness for what? For what? At this point, it doesn't even matter. At this point, it really doesn't matter anymore. I ain't with you no more. Watching what they're doing, man, they're gonna go in debt. They're gonna be selling a car just to look like they doing what you think they doing.
Payday loans.
Anything to make it look like, because they know the feeling that it's getting you. And that's where they get that term from, man. They'll slice their nose to spite their face.
Yeah.
Just to make you think it's like that. And it ain't never been like that. Never will be.
And that's what people don't get. Oh, they bought a house. Oh, they bought this. Man, that's a whole debt they leaving on that next person. They don't care about the responsibilities, because they know when they ready to go, they gonna leave all that behind, because they gonna already have the next situation set up. And people be killing me. Oh, they went on a trip. Like that's something spectacular. They ain't did nothing big because they went on a trip. So what? Anybody could do that. They just doing that so you can see it and it can make you worse. They trying to keep you in that state where they left you. So if they need to come back or having any regret, not remorse, regret, they can come back, because that person can end up being just as bad as them. And they're like, nope, gotta go back.
And you have to get out of the delulu. Like, as the quicker you come out of the fantasy, the better. Like, I stayed in a broken state for almost 2 years. Like, my withdrawal, like, it really just started breaking, months ago, because it was just the first year was like shock that something that horrible can happen with trauma. Like, that trauma, you might be in a state of like, just dissociation, disorientation, and all of that for a couple months. Like, somebody choked you out. That's kind of a lot. And then you go through a state of, once you kind of start, thinking about things again, toxic hope. Okay, that toxic hope is maybe they'll see how bad they did, and then they'll come back and be a different person, or be that person they was in the beginning. Or maybe they'll kind of, maybe they talk to more people, or maybe they had enough time to figure out that all of these other people treat them horrible, and then they'll be a different person. Like, that's delusional thinking that stays stuck on a fantasy. But until you realize that your delulu didn't happen with the narcissist, it happened with the family and everything else that kind of created trauma stuff in you growing up in your imprinting years of childhood, then you can start working on that stuff.
Yep.
The more that you work on that stuff, the more that you will start healing and coming together, and quit the daydreaming, the rumination, the fantasy thinking, letting your imaginations get away from you. And you can start staying and being oriented to reality. And reality is very painful sometimes. That's why trauma will split and dissociate you. But being with a narcissist, people created a character. Your character was, I'm a good wife, I'm a Christian wife, I'm a good mom, or I'm this and I'm that. I tend to my husband, I feed my husband, I make sure my husband needs are met. That's a character. A character can be, I provide for my family, I'm a good husband, I do this for my kids, I do that, I'm gonna show the world. That's a character, because it's against the reality that's happening in your home. In the home, that is not going on, it's chaos. And so you're not tending to a God-fearing husband, because a lot of times with narcissism, there's some form of spirituality in it, Whether they say they're Islam, whether they say they're a spiritualist, whether they say they're Christian, they always got to put some form of being able to, pray to a divine being. That's what they do as part of their pentagram. And so you might say, like, I'm this and I'm that, conforming to their rules. However, it's an idol. I'm an idol worshiper. I'm idolizing this person. I'm treating this person more than God's creation, which is myself. I'm putting this person above my children. I'm putting this person above anything that's going on in my life. So I'm idolizing this person's image, not even a real them, but what I perceive them to be, or their potential. That's us in the Lulu and fantasy, out of reality, because we're perceiving them to be something that they really are not.
That
They're
was
not
not
what we
me.
thought they was.
I did not idolize them by no means. I did never put them before my kids, and that was always a big situation. I don't care. I don't feed no man before I feed my children because those are my children. If
Mm.
I cook this because I want to feed my children, then that man is going to eat too. I may have been the last to eat. I may have put that person before me, but never my children. I never idolized nobody to that point where I may have been conditioned and molded to get along, go along to get along, but to idolize that person, that was not me. That was just something I just could not do because I didn't see nothing to look up to.
And this is how idolatry works. Because it's like a many heads. That's why idolatry is so subtle. Because anytime that we kind of deviate from God's word and go into rebellion, idolatry is right there. So if we like God say, do it this way, have a home this way, don't have envy and strife, don't do all this stuff, and then we do it, then it goes into idolatry. And it's very subtle. And then the children, what they do, like you, and that's true. A lot of people feel exactly the same way. I was the same way. Like my kids come first, and I fight for my kids. But I had my kids in an environment that opened the door for satanic attacks
Yeah.
because of the life and the demonic temple that this man brought in. Like you're gonna have a huge warfare, especially if you're a female, because even if you're getting all the demons out and you going like Shira in the spirit realm, that guy gonna come there and just open the door back up for all them demons to come back in the house. And then the kids gonna have nightmares. They're gonna be doing stuff, drawing, like they're gonna have, probably premonitions. Like all these things happen in a demonic household. Like they literally get attacked. And then us making a decision, that's what causes the idolatry. And it's subtle. Like that's the last falsehood I really had to come out of agreement with, was I had to tell God, like, God, I'm sorry, I was in idolatry.
Come on.
I idolized my feelings. I liked the way they made me feel at first. I liked feeling like that. I like for somebody to call me all the time. I start idolizing even my sadness. I'd rather have been sad than reading the Bible. Like there's a lot of different forms of idolatry that I never knew of. I just learned about it like in this past year because trauma, I was so fragmented. Idolatry to me was like going to a temple and worshiping a false god. I didn't know all this stuff until you get one-on-one with God, and then he start interpreting the Bible differently, and you start reading scenarios like, whoa, I'm sorry, I didn't know that's how it was. And
Yeah.
that's how you start to kind of heal. But it can't happen still being under any authority of a narcissist. I had to put boundaries on a family, cut the exes off. You got, this is 3 years separated from all of that. The church narcissist can't deal with narcissistic pastor. It's like all of these different forms of narcissism has to be cut out before you can be one-on-one with God and really start getting that healing.
But you know what, Keisha? He caught me at a point where I did give up on God because, like I said, I lost my daughter and I
Yeah.
put my pain before God. I would say that. And he caught me when they catch us in our weakest points in life. And that's how they're able to get to us. It's not that they good at manipulating, they just good at selling us a dream. And we buy that dream of happiness and that, they're going to fix this brokenness. And sometimes, like in my situation, I felt like I was going to fix that person because I knew his childhood and what he went through and that his mom was on drugs. And so, I felt like I could fix that person. And he always liked me since we were kids. And what got me was he was like, had you got with me back in the day, I wouldn't have went through what I went through. And that's what got me right there. And I felt like I let him down because he was pursuing me and I never would give him a chance. Never. Because my mom always taught me never date in your neighborhood. So if rumors get started, you don't have to live in the neighborhood with the rumors because you know that's what Jezebels do. So she knew to keep the rumors out of the neighborhood.
That's what they say, don't they? That's a rule.
Yeah.
That's definitely a hood rule. I had the brothers' friends. I'm like, nope, I cannot talk to any of my brothers' friends, anybody that I grew up with. No, that is a definite no.
Hey, man. Well, you know, now y'all know. That's what you better not do. But
he come like that. Like when you had the trauma of losing a child, that's when he gonna send a narc.
Age, man, just leave that stuff alone all the way around. Ain't none of it good. All you're doing is torturing yourself because whatever they're doing, see, in the fantasy that we have in the back of our mind is, man, they somewhere just naked all day and night, loving on each other and feeding each other bonbons and grapes and that's their whole life. And we really be believing that. And I promise you, it ain't nowhere in even close to that neighborhood. You were there. You and your experience are the proof of exactly what you dealt with, who that person is, who they were, where they're going. They cannot, they're not going to be able to change who they are. They don't want to change who they are, you know? And we just get to that place where we just don't want to let it go.
Yeah.
Because deep down inside, we just like, but what if? What if they change for this other person? Anybody ever seen something like that? Somebody change for somebody else?
Yeah.
They change for this other person? You know, yeah, we might treat people a little differently. Don't get me wrong. You want to treat everybody a little differently because everybody has a different personality. Yeah. But not make a mistake and think for 1 second that that person just turned into this ideal person for anybody. And guess what? If they did, let's just say they did, just for argument's sake. Let's say they did. Let's say the narc went out. Let's use me as an example. My ex-narc went out, man. She is the perfect wife. She's the Stedford wife. She's the wife that just everything just dreamy. She does everything before her new husband even thinks of asking for it, and she's just a helping hand. She's that shoulder to cry on. She's that ear to listen, that will listen to every story. She loves this guy. She does everything, just everything right. As a matter of fact, let's say she has become a better woman just because she's with him. How about that?
Yeah.
Is that close enough to paradise for everybody? Let me say that, good God, on her best day, she wasn't about nothing. And if there's a place on this planet, in this universe, that she get to be that person for somebody, then my goodness, the least I could do is be happy for them. The least I could do is say, man, there it is. It's hope. It's hope out here. Because this devil right here turned into a princess. For the right person, right? All these lies we tell her, for the right person, they gonna do right. They gonna be everything. Oh my goodness. You know, that was kind of exhausting just describing it. Because you gotta lie so much to make it sound like it's even possible. And some of us believe that Yeah, they went on to the next person and they spoiling that person. And they just this and they this kind of person with them. You live with this person and you knew for a fact they get pleasure out of your pain. You saw it. And guys, I know we don't want to believe this part, but anybody that gets pleasure, anybody that gets pleasure from somebody else's pain, they ain't ever gonna be no good to nobody. If you ever, and I'm saying this to us, if you ever become the person where you get pleasure out of somebody's pain, ladies and gentlemen, you have doomed your life. And I'm saying, don't throw your life away on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you can't really watch them, because it'll make you want to feel that way. Like you'll start to get like some bitterness and stuff, or some anger from injustice if you deal a lot with rejection or self-hatred. So if those things were kind of plaguing you in childhood and you nitpick yourself, or just like really would like self-sabotage or hurt yourself or anything like that as a child, you really will continue to punch yourself in the face by following these people or seeing what's going on in their life, because you may not, that's the way that the childhood trauma works. Either somebody like take it completely out on themselves, or they become like a protector for the others. So if you were kind of the one that would like, kind of turn it inward, take it out on yourself, do things like might hurt yourself or punch walls or whatever, just damage to yourself, then and later on in life, after coming out of this, if you're still watching them, it's going to hit you with that rejection. It's going to hit you with that self-hatred. It's going to make you feel that low self-worth. And then you're just going to be really sobbing and probably can't go to work and stuff. So that you won't be able to really handle that. That's how I was. I wasn't able to handle certain things because of the way that I handled trauma back when I was younger. And then some people, like, they might have to see that and they're done. Like, I have some family that said they're done. Like, if somebody cheat, that's it. Or if somebody, talk to them wrong, that's it. And they might have to see it. So you have to know yourself, and you have to know what it takes for you to be done. Stover, so totally over. Like, you're never talking to this person. Y'all don't have anything to talk about. And even if when you have children, this person has completely flipped souls. So now whatever other demon in there, that one hates you. So you don't want to have that trend, like that visitation stuff. You don't want that to always go south. And then they're calling the police or doing some things or having a new person around or whatever person around yelling at your child during visitation to get you worked up. So you have to use wisdom when even handling them in a visitation sense, because they are always trying to gather information to use against you in the court of narc. So they're trying to collect some data, trigger some reaction, do something that they can record, have their witness that's also equally delusional kind of, collaborate with them so they can have you in court and try to take your rights away. Like, they fight dirty. And you have to realize whoever you thought they were in the beginning, that was never the real them. That was a mask of who they needed to be in order to get close to you. And they got a different one for a different person. So your mask probably could have been they needed to be this person with this job or entrepreneur, or had this money, or, love God or read the Bible, or they might even say they change religion so much until they just eventually make up their own. But you want to make sure that when you are dealing with them post the relationship, after y'all are done and you realize they're the devil, once you're dealing with them, you got to use wisdom, because they will try to destroy you. Even if 5 years later, they're still collecting information. 10 years later, they're still trying to get you in court over something that they just want to see you swag. They might say, hey, I'm filing a motion against you that you didn't let me claim them on taxes. And then try to make a scene at the courthouse or bring somebody to try to, say these crazy things so y'all can argue or fight. That's what they do. They're messy
Yeah.
for life. That's
And
it.
sometimes you got to do some stuff, that's going to hurt you. Like in a situation where, we were doing our mediation over the phone for parenting. And she won't let me see my child and this and that. And then we got to the end. I didn't defend it at all. But when we got to the end of it, they asked, when did we want to start? I say, hey, he can see him today. So, I mean, right. So you saying all of this, hey, come get him. And then when he came and got him, he saw that somebody dropped us, well, not dropped us off, brought us there. And so I guess it was all in his head. He thinking about, she with another guy. He called the judge because he have no way to get in contact with me and asked me, can I come get my son early? He tried to ruin whatever I had going on. He like, oh, she want me to come get him so she can go do this with that person. They always thinking about your situation, who you seeing. And that's what I'm saying. Y'all watch these channels. Oh, some say, oh, they don't think about you once. Out of sight, out of mind. That's a lie. That's a whole lie. They always thinking about you just like you thinking about them. They're human. Like I said, they bleed the same blood. It's just that they can hide their feelings and emotions well. We can't.
There you go. That's it. We sitting around here thinking that they just got this magic potion and they done figured it out and thinking about me and and I'm upset. I'm sitting here thinking about them all day. And if they thinking about me, then won't they just act right? Won't they just act right and come on home?
These people are possessed.
Did they ever act right though? That's my point. Did they ever just act right? The whole situation where they just acted right. Like, come on, man.
They supply be obsessed with you. My 18-year-old said, you are the argument. You are the topic of their arguments on the regular. Why? That was decades ago. They never, everything that they built of who they were was based on you. If you were chosen by God, you were the assignment. So they're going to always strive to either make different supplies like you, compare them to you, but you are the one that they are obsessed with. Just like Satan is obsessed with Jesus. He's obsessed with him. All of the movies have to blaspheme him in some way. Like he's trying to always make all of his stuff just like Jesus' church. So his children is going to be obsessed with God's children. And they can't understand, like, how can you love? How can you feel like this? They always jealous and envy. You get to smile. You get to do all of this stuff. All these good things happen to you. It's delusions. Not realizing that they try to destroy everything. So obviously everything don't go good for a person. But they can't even see that. They just see like, oh, you just think you're special, or you just have everything your way, or if you grew up like this. We all grew up in the same kind of hoods. Like, parents had roaches, all that stuff. That all kind of happened. But they need to have a different excuse. Like, how come you got this now and they didn't try. And then they didn't have God.
See, but that other person is obsessed with you because they went with the version of what that narcissist told them you were. They didn't know your resiliency. They didn't know you for real, for real. They went off what they heard. And when you survive that situation that they tried to destroy you in, they become obsessed. Because y'all think this woman don't still be in this chat. It's stuff she say in this chat that I see and I know who it is. And I don't say anything. She was just in this chat when, was it last Friday? Talking about you spend a lot of money on your hair and nails. That's all she ever said about me is the things that I buy, cars, hair, nails, all of that. So I know exactly who she be. She, after 3 years, almost 4 years, still sitting in this chat stalking me because she's just as I ain't gonna say delusional. She's obsessed and she's possessed and she can't get over me. It's not basically, and it don't necessarily be because of that person that left you. It be because they pursue your person because they saw you and was jealous of you. And so that's why they be obsessed. It doesn't necessarily have to be, you the topic of their conversations. These people can target your family to destroy your family because they are jealous of you. And that's what I believe this situation was.
Mm-hmm.
Could be.
And they'll come and they'll say comments, and you can't let new or old suppliers put you down because they do that. They'll find you like, well, what was wrong with you? They really just, that whole situation surrounding them is insanity. Usually they got an ex from childhood or somewhere that's still part of the family, or they come to the barbecues, or they have a new ex somewhere, or a new person somewhere around, a friend that they kind of flirty with. It's always some other stuff going on that really your nervous system just don't need. I mean, you just really don't need it or have time for it. It's only, they bring calamity, cars breaking down. You'll get tired of that. You'll get tired of alternators going out, batteries dying for no reason, tires being flat or have a slow leak. All of this stuff going on because of the electromagnetic field of demonic toxicity. Don't agree with solenoids. So stuff be breaking, dryer going out, refrigerator going out, dishwasher breaking. Like, these are all the things I have experienced.
You know what the biggest thing with me is that go wrong and you can't even put your finger on it? I hate when you have money in the bank and then it's gone, but you ain't got nothing to show for it. Like, what the heck did I spend this money on?
And then you would look at it and it'll seem real because it's like, well, I did go there 3 days ago, but if I bought it 3 days ago, I thought they took it out the bank at that time. Why is it like that? Your account will be in red a lot dealing with a narcissist.
Like, I know I ain't spent no $4,000 this month on no DoorDash.
Yeah. My credit score is the highest it has ever been in my life. I didn't even think my credit score can get that high because I thought because my name was in hood songs that I'm just not gonna get a good credit score. Like, it's just not gonna happen for me. But it wasn't that. It was because I was with the narcissist. So that's good news. My name could be in the songs, the hood songs, and it's okay.
Hey, well, look here. Now it's time to say goodbye to all our little friends. See you real soon. K-E.
Are you be ready to go to sleep?
Yeah.
I'm over here fighting it. Y'all got me so when you get tired, it's like you get relaxed. You just relax. That's all it is.
Yeah.
You just in a place like, wow, okay. I'm relaxed.
Like that.
That's all. That's really all it is. So there you go. Go ahead and.
I gotta take a daytime nap to stay up now.
But also remember that somebody wants to know, wow, what the narc is doing. They really want to know what the narc is doing with their other people. Go ahead, yeah, to them.
They are being a con artist. That is what they're doing. They are conning. It shouldn't even be called narcissism. It's just con artists. We already had a definition for it. That's all they are. They call it the love scam. But that's it. It's a con. And so they're conning somebody else. They're telling them everything they want to hear. They're being whatever person they think they want to be while they're slowly getting money out of their bank account. They're setting them up like they're doing all these shenanigans in that other person's name. So if the cops or anybody come after them or any investigations, guess who's going to be the fall person? That supply. So they doing all of this little stuff behind their back because that's what they do. It's no love. Like, I have, narcissistic family in my mind. They just really don't love them. They can be married. They really just don't love them. They can be like, they love them so much. Those are things that you'll hear. Oh, he just loved me so much. And, I wish I would have met him younger. But they never really say, I love them too. They say, there is no love. Or they say, this is about, 17 years. I should be ready to move to another person because it's been this amount of years. Like, that's just kind of how they brain think. It's like transaction. It's not about, this is going to be my forever person. It's like, this is going to be my person right now. And I can have this image of whether it's my youth. So I'll be with somebody young if I'm older, whether it's like my status. So we a power couple, we an entrepreneur, everything that they do and make, I'm going to say I did it. Or it's whether it's whatever they trying to do, ministry. So this going to be a godly looking person, or they trying to deal with something in a business, so they'll mess with somebody in a company that's a supervisor or something so they can get that position. Like everything is only about the next come up. So they conning. None of it is about affection, emotion, connection, intimacy. I love this person. Love don't exist in the kingdom of darkness. It doesn't exist. You got lust and obsession. It make it feel like love, but it's lust and obsession combined. But then, once the things break up, that's when you will see the obsession. So you may only see the lust and infatuation first. Love only exists in the kingdom of God, and it's unconditional. It's not, if you doing everything I say, I love you. That's the narcs. It's no matter what, good and bad, sickness, health, protect whatever, however you doing. I love you because I love you, and that only can be built. So the narcissists, they just don't have the ability to wiring to love.
No.
So we have to really get to that reality. Even looking at the brain and seeing that the parts are not working. I have a lot of people that went back to their narcs, and the narcs are destroying their life. Worked hard to get them a home, worked hard to do this stuff. Soon as the narc get out of jail, back to destroying their life, putting them in homelessness. And they're still saying, I just need to be there for them because they don't know what to do without me. Their life is falling apart without me. I need to go there. They can't find their wallet. Like, no, they are destruction, and they've destroyed you. You lost everything. Now you're losing connections with your family. So we have to understand, like, these people are not okay. They're demonized. They are done. And they want to bring somebody down in a pit with them. And they hoping it's you because they just want somebody there so they can talk to and stump on 24/7 when the other people that they're talking to gets bored and tired. That's it. So if you want to know what they're doing, they're out there destroying someone else's life.
That's it.
And that's all.
The experts at it.
Yeah.
They got the paperwork.
So I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Narcissists are you and I, just with an evil mentality. They stubborn, they selfish, and they don't know how to love. They ask and look for the same things that we look for, but when we get it, we cherish it. They ask for somebody, a good woman or a good man, somebody who's gonna love them, somebody who's gonna be there to have their back. But they want all that for different reasons than us. And they ask for stuff that they know their character gonna destroy. And that's the difference between them and us. And they look for stuff they know their character is going to destroy because they have that character flaw and they know this. They know exactly who they are and what they're doing. And with the smear campaign, you could tell who's there for you and not, because the people who have integrity will distance themselves from that person because they know that person. But the ones who stick around and gossip and stay have the same attitude and mentality as that person. And that's why you don't owe them an explanation or a conversation about what somebody said about you. And as far as these people changing, and that's just even with us. See, because all this lingo and all that out there got y'all thinking these people are just not human. They are human. These people made a decision to be who they are, and we made a decision to be who we are. And as far as them changing, even with us, you don't change for people, you change for yourself. That's true change. So they're not changing for the next person. They're adapting to their new life.
That's it.
They're adapting to this situation. They're learning it, learning what this person like, what they got to give to this person to get in good, to be able to be themselves. And that's what destroys that relationship. That's what destroys finances. That's what destroys kids. They destroy everything in their path and they don't care. Y'all worried about the glamour life that they're showing you. Even myself, I post what I want people to know on Facebook. Of course, I'm going to show you the good. But sometimes I get off that thing and I still be depressed. But they not gonna show you that, and I'm not neither, because that's not for everybody to see. But I am gonna give you glimpses of the good life that I am having. Facebook is who you want to be, not who you are, and they know that. And that's why they post all this stuff, because they know you watching, and even if you ain't, they know somebody you know watching, and that is gonna get back to you.
Wow.
So that's why they do that. I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't have no concerns. And like what Harriet said, if they doing good, so what? They chose to make that change for that next person. I don't want nobody who couldn't change for me, but change for somebody else. And like I said, there's no changing for somebody else, it's changing for you. So it's not real. So stop watching their page, stop worrying about what they're doing. And I feel sorry for that situation if it's kids in it, whether it's theirs or not, because those are young, innocent lives that's about to get destroyed by a decision that two people made to destroy somebody else's life and didn't care who got hurt in the process. So let that situation play out. And like they say, God got this revenge. I didn't know that in the beginning. Like I said, it took me a month. And, I wanted to do stuff. It was making me bitter. I never looked at the page. Once I was blocked, I never tried to find a way around it or anything. I just sat with that decision. Like I said, I found this channel, and here go this man here making me feel guilty and sticking to everything he's saying, Mr. Harrio.
It is.
And I'm glad I did, because I owe you some credit. I owe you some credit for me being the woman that I am today. I owe you that credit. But I give it all to the Most High, because he led me to you. But I just want to leave y'all with that, man. Stick with this channel. Stick with it, I'm telling you. Because you're going to be like me. I'm happy I did.
I mean, I think for me, I think at the end of the day, everybody has a path that they go on in life. And we all have things we want out of this life. So, it's important to me. I think it's important that if you want your life to be a certain way, then, you got to look at, what am I doing to pursue what I want? And what does my happiness look like? I mean, we've turned our happiness into being with a certain person. Like, if I ain't with that person, I ain't happy. We've turned our happiness into something that we have no control over. And then we wonder, why am I unhappy? Why can't I just be happy? Because if you can't have so-and-so, you already done said, you got it made up in your mind. I ain't gonna be happy if I can't be with so-and-so.
Yeah.
Well, all you gotta do is say, you know what? I can't be with so-and-so. Can't be with so-and-so. So let me just go ahead and, figure this out. Let me go ahead and figure this out. Ladies and gentlemen, we're living in a time where everything is going to be at question. You are going to need to trust what God gave you. You're going to need it to trust. You're going to have to trust your senses, because we've entered into a time where, in order for you to move, in order for you to make a move on something, it got to make sense. It got to make sense to all of your senses, not just your sense of taste or your sense of smell. It has to be in sync with what you see, what you hear, what you touch, what you taste, what you smell. All of them have to be, they have to be in order with one another. And that's how you're going to have to move. You're going to have to learn to trust your senses, just like an animal in the wild. They trust this, and they trust that nose. Oh, I know what I smell, and they follow it right to, because that nose gonna lead them right to, where they need to go to fill that stomach. And we have just gotten to a place where we don't care if the food's sitting right here in front of us. We can't see it because we don't trust our, and that's why nothing makes sense. We don't trust it. It's time. And I'm telling y'all, man, and this is for everybody. We are moving and we are in a time where everything is going to count, man. Everything matters, everything counts. So don't go out here and just have yourself in a situation where you just listen to what somebody's saying to you. You know it don't feel good, and it don't look like what they saying is true, but they saying it. So I'm gonna go ahead and be all in. I'm gonna give all in, even though it's not matching up, it's not lining up with my senses. I'm gonna go ahead and be all in though.
Yeah.
It's no reason, guys. It's no reason and it's no need. No reason and it's no need to ever doubt your experience. Y'all worrying about what somebody else is doing with somebody else? I want you to ask yourself, what control over that situation over there do I have? And you're going to have your answer right there of what you should be doing about that. Because you have no control over what they doing, whatever game they playing. Why you still want to play? You ain't got enough pain from that situation. Look at you. You so want so much pain so bad. You done decide to go over here and find out what they doing. See what they doing. I'm gonna go figure out where they at. For what? For what?
We can never answer that.
I mean, really. All you gonna do is obsess about it. Where they at? What they doing? I bet he being nice to her. He's smiling and everything. He wasn't smiling like that when he was with me. So what? If they weren't good for you when they were there, man, why are you beating yourself up? Why are you worrying about it? It is what it is, y'all. Man, listen, real talk. We're not in that place anymore where we could just sit there and follow what they doing. Knowing that they lie, knowing they thieves, they steal, they cheat, and you know what they do. And yet, but what if they change though? Oh boy, the same old, it's the same question. So you see, we all go through the same exact thing. All right, what if he did change? He didn't change for you. It wasn't meant to be for you and that person. If you want to dream this fairy tale relationship up in your head that he went on and he got it together for somebody else, guess what? Let me tell you exactly what's happening. I've seen it. I don't even know how many times. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. What's going on? He is happier than he's ever been in his life. But I want you to understand something. He's only happier than he's ever been with her in your head. Okay? The only place that happiness exists is in your head.
Yep.
There's no reality to it. And there never will be a reality to it because that ain't who he is. That ain't never who he is. He never was that. That ain't even what happiness is to him. That's the only place they're going to be happy, people. In your head. Okay. And frankly, you know, like I said, man, I'd love to see them happy, doing well, making money, you know, being stars and whatever they want. Whatever they want. As long as they don't come around me, man. As long as I don't got to talk to them. As long as I don't have to lie to myself again. As long as I don't have to pretend I'm with somebody of quality. Woo, my goodness. Yeah, take that and think on that. The only place they happy is in your head. Okay? That's what it is. That's what I got for you. And on that note, I'm gonna leave y'all just like I came in. Look at Keisha about the fog chair she has on.
Because of the comments.
Say what?
Because of the comments trying to talk about the doodle stain draws. And I was like, they still got that butt hurt secret, you know, with that new supply. They still got that secret.
I'm trying to tell you, we be
They come out of doodle draws.
just can't live without that punishment. It's terrible. We just can't live without it. Like there's
You
no
gotta be DL, okay?
like we got to have it. I can't function if I don't have some of this crap ball today.
You need to understand it's not happiness, it's a revenge pick. That's it.
That's all it is, man. That's all it is. Hey y'all, we're gonna leave y'all just like we came in here with nothing but love, peace, and soul.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Good people.
See you guys next week. Bye.
Cold, bro. Good night, y'all.
See ya.